Yan. So, welcome, no? So, for today's lesson, we will be discussing the starts of application of first order differential equations, no? So, for the past few lessons, we have started to discuss what is a first order differential equation, how to solve different first order differential equations, 'di ba? From variable separable to linear to Bernoulli, no? So, all of those it yung kumbaga parang pang finale, no, for first order differential equations is of course applications, no. So how are these differential equations are being applied in our real life, no, in real life scenarios. So we have six applications that is we are going to study, no, for the application. So we have the law on growth and decay, then we have Newton's law of cooling, we have Newton's second law of motion, mixture problems, orthogonal trajectories, and of course electrical circuits, no. So we will hahatiin natin to sa dalawa basically, no, yung unang tatlo muna, which is the easy part, and yung mixture, orthogonal, and yung electrical are the quite, no, medyo mahirap ng kaunti, no, as compared dun sa unang tatlo. Okay, so let us start first with law of population, growth, and decay. No, sabi dito, no, yan. So sabi dito, no, law of population growth and decay, no, it is the rate of change that is directly proportional to the change itself, no. So when we say the rate of change is directly proportional to the change itself, let's say we have our change, we have our quantity or our mean reference, no, quantity reference as y, no. So, yan yung ating main reference natin. No, and if we are going to apply this, no, yung rate of change is directly proportional to the change itself. Sabi, this one is directly proportional to y prime. 'Di ba? So, kapag nagkaroon ng pagbabago, no, yung ating quantity multiplied to a certain value of r which pertains to the rate, no, actual rate ng pagbabago, it is directly proportional to the differential to the differential, no, or the rate of change. So meaning, no, we have dy over dt, no, remember, yung dt, that is the time reference kasi population to, so we need to check this in terms of time. No, hindi na tayo masyado, actually sa applications hindi masyado gumagamit talaga ng x, no. So usually time yung ginagamit natin. Okay, so we have dy over dt. This is equivalent to, for a while, yan. So this is equivalent to r. Ito yung r natin kanina, no. Lipat ko na lang siya dito. R multiplied to y, no, or r multiplied to the quantity, no. So kumbaga, if you're going to ask what is the rate of change, no, just multiply the rate itself to the quantity, no. But of course, since this is in respect to time, we need to ang goal kasi ng applications ng law of population growth and decay is to determine the actual number of the population after a certain period of time. Okay, hindi natin yun magagawa kapag ka nakaganitong form lang yung ating equation, no? Kapag naka-differential equation. So we need to solve this differential equation using the solutions that we have previously discussed. So we have dy over dt is equal to r times y, no? So how are we going to solve this? Obviously, no, makikita nyo naman, this is variable separable. Okay? Ayan. So let us, no, isa-separate natin yung y, no? Ito, ilalagay natin siya sa ilalim ng dy. Tapos hindi din naman ilalagay natin kasama ni r. R is a constant. That is our rate of change. Okay, so we have dy over y is equal to r dt. Okay, so by applying in anti-differentiation, no, so we will have the natural logarithm of y. This is equal to r times t plus c. 'Di ba? So, yan yung ating lalabas, no, na equation. Okay? So, paano natin tatanggalin yung ln? Kasi we are after the value of y. 'Di ba? So, we're going to apply eln or lne property. No? So, raise lang natin yung buo, no, into e. Okay? So, therefore, y is equal to, 'di ba, remember guys, this one, no, itong buong to, this is actually equivalent to e raised to rt multiplied to e raised to c. However, e raised to c is just a constant, so we can just put it as c. No, so therefore, we will have c e raised to rt. Okay, yan yung ating parang pinaka-working formula when we are asked to find what is the when we are solving law of population growth and decay, no, y is equal to c e raised to rt. Palitan ko to. Ayan. No, so ito yung ating pinaka-working formula. Okay, so we have to take note as well, no. For growth models, positive ang ating rate, no. Ito yung parang pinaka-graphical representation ng ating y is equal to c e raised to rt, no? Ito yun. Then we have for decay, no? From the word itself, decay, dapat bababa, no? Liliit as compared dun sa reference value natin. So, ito yung graph naman nung nung decay natin, no? So, sir, bakit parang curved, no? Yes, no, curve. Obviously, dahil yan, exponential yung ating function, no? Yun talaga ang itsura ng isang exponential function, no? Para siya naka-curve. Okay? So, hindi siya katulad ng linear function na straight line lang, no? Linear function ang tawag natin. Okay, so let's try to solve some problems, no? So, sabi dito, the half-life of zirconium 89 is 78.41 hours. Initially, the sample has 150 grams. How much is left after 45 hours, no? So, other students are medyo nalilito, no? Paano ba ipe-place? Kasi obviously, we already have our working formula, di ba? Y is equal to CE raised to RT. However, ano yung Y, ano yung C, ano yung E, ano yung R, ano yung T, no? So, we need to determine based on the formula or based on the given. Sabi dito, half-life of zirconium 89 is 78.41 hours. Okay, so obviously we have hours, so this is time, no? So at T is equal to 78.41 hours, y is equal to y sub 0, no? Yun yung ating initial y divided by 2. Kasi half-life nga eh. Okay, gets nyo yung term na half-life, kalahati, no? So, ibig sabihin, at 78.41 hours, mangangalahati yung ating zirconium 89. Okay, sabi, initially, y sub 0, no? The sample has 150 grams. So, we need to take this into account. So, initially, no? Pag initially, guys, ano ang time natin? Automatic, that is 0. Okay? So, T0 is equal to 0. Ito, pwede natin siya ilagay na T1, no? Or ito, y sub 1. Okay? So, we already have y sub 0, 150. 150 divided by 2, that is what? 75 po. Tama ba? 75, no? Yan, 75 grams. No, 150 divided by 2 is 75. How much is left at after 45 hours? So, ito yung T2 natin, no? So, 45 hours. Okay, yung T2. Okay, so, we already have our formula, tapos na-place na rin natin yung mga values natin. So, let us solve. No, so, we have y is equal to CE raised to RT. No, where R is the rate. However, meron ba tayong rate? Meron ba tayong rate of decay? Wala. 'Di ba? Ano ang meron tayo? Yung y, okay, at time 0 at saka yung time itself, no? So, 'yan yung mga meron tayo. So, let's try to solve, no? Ano yung una nating masosolve? Is it the R or the arbitrary constant? Remember, C is the arbitrary constant, di ba? Yan yung sa ibang books, ang tawag nila dyan is the coefficient of decay, parang ganon. Or growth coefficient or decay coefficient. But let's just put it simply as our arbitrary constant. Okay, so hindi po yung R ang una natin mako-compute dito, but rather yung C. Bakit? No? So let us check. Sabi, ang ating initial condition, no, y sub 0 is 150 grams is equal to CE raised to R. Hindi natin alam kung ano ang rate natin, no? So, ano ang time natin? 0. R times 0 is 0. E raised to 0 is 1. Okay? So, meaning, no, alam na iwan. Si C na lang, di ba? Kasi C times 1 is equal to C. So, therefore, C is equal to 150. Okay? Then, balik tayo dun sa ating formula. So, we have y is equal to, hindi na si ilalagay ko. Ipapalit ko na yung value ng ating arbitrary constant, e raised to RT. Now, we're going to find what is the rate. 'Di ba? Ano yung rate of change natin dito? So, by the way, this is decay, so negative dapat 'to. No? So, huwag niyo kakalimutan ha. Pagka decay, automatic negative. Kasi pag hindi niyo nilagay na negative, lalaki yan, no? Hindi yan half-life. Okay? So, let's find what is the value of R, no? So, anong gagamitin natin, sir? Eh, di ba dun nga sa una, na-cancel yung R kasi negative R times 0 is just simply 0. Dun sa pangalawa na, no? Ito, yung ating T1, no, at 78.41 hours, Y1 is equal to 75 grams, no? So, we have 75 is equal to 150 E raised to negative R times what? No? Ano yung time natin? 78.41. So, how are we going to manipulate this equation? No? So, you need to show how did you manipulate this one. Kasi kapag hindi, medyo maiba yung ano ninyo, no? Yung sagot. So, let's divide muna both sides by 150. So, alam naman natin, no, cancel to. Then, 75 over 150 is just simply 1/2. No? So, rewriting the equation, we have 1/2 is equal to E raised to negative R times 78.41. Okay, then let us apply ln property. Sir, bakit ka po mag-a-apply ng ln property? Kasi 'di ba, remember guys, ln of E is equal to 1. Okay, ln of E is equal to 1. So, using properties of natural logarithms, 'di ba yung una na, 'di ba previously yung mga ginagawa natin is kapag meron kang numerical coefficient ng ln, ginagawa mong exponent ng internal function. 'Di ba ganun yung mga nauuna nating ginagawa. Ngayon baligtad, yung exponent ng e, gagawin mo siyang numerical coefficient ng ating natural logarithm. Okay, so we will have ln of 1/2 is equal to negative r times 78.41 ln of e. Then this one will just be equal to 1. Okay, naiintindihan ba? I hope guys naiintindihan yung manipulation, no? So, kaya siya nag-arrive, we have our new formula, ln of 1/2 is equal to negative r times 78.41. No? So, let us divide both sides by 78.41 para maano natin, no? Ayan. So, we have ayan. So, therefore, our R, or diba, negative R natin, no? So, it's just simply ln of 1/2 or ln ng 0.5, kasi ibang, ganito na ginagawa, over 78.41. No? So, sige nga, gamit tayo ng calcu. No, what is the value of R? No? So, labas ko lang ng aking calcu, ha? Ayan. No, so, gusto ko lang yung whiteboard para makita natin. Ayan. No, so, we have R that is equal to, saan na yung calcu ko? Ayan. So, R is equal to ln ng 0.5 or 1/2, pwede din naman, no? Over 78.41. No, so, we have that is equal to negative, ano yan? Negative, negative 8.84 times 10 raised to negative 3. No, so, lagay na lang natin. Sulat ko lang, no? So, we have negative 8.84 times 10 raised to negative 3. Or, kung gusto niyo makuha yung naka-decimal form na, pwede din naman. No? So, what are we going to do? Pindutin nyo lang tong eng. Shift, pagka gusto nyo lumiit yung times 10 raised to negative, yung negative pababa, pindutin nyo yung eng. Pero kapag gusto nyo tumaas, going to 0 or going to positive side, shift eng. Okay? Ayan, saan ako? Shift eng. Ayan. So, doon tayo sa times 10 raised to 0. Ayan, no? So, we have 0.0088, no? Kahit yun na lang, no? So, we have, this is equivalent to 0.0088. Yan na yung ating rate, no? So, baba ko na ulit yung calcu. Ayan. No? So, we have our R. So, therefore, our working formula, y is equal to 150 e raised to negative, sorry, I forgot the negative sign. So, negative 0.088 t. Okay, so this is our working equation. No? So, what is, ano yung tinatanong nga na sa atin, no? What is the value, no? Remember, R pa lang yung nako-compute natin, no? So, what's the value tuloy? How much is left after 45 hours, no? So, let's find the value of y. Y is equal to 150 e raised to negative 0.0088 times, anong sabi? 45 hours, no? So, yan yung pinapakompute sa atin. So, you can just directly input this to your calculator. Balik ko lang yung calculator natin, no? Ayan. So, we have, usog ko. Ayan. So, for our y, no? So, that is 150 e raised to negative 0.0088 times 45. And we will have 100.95, no? So, or kapag yung pwede din naman, no, na kasi makikita ninyo meron tayong difference. No, so this is equal to 100.95 grams, of course, no, huwag kakalimutan ng unit. No, however, paano kung halimbawa, no? So, yung yung negative R na gagamitin ko is yung 8.84 times 10 raised to negative 3, no? Paano kung gano'n, no? Palitan natin. (8.84 times 10 raised to negative 3). Ayan. So, medyo may konting difference. Actually, hindi siya konti, no? Medyo malaki siya in terms of decimal. So, that is 100.77 grams. So, y is approximately equal to 100.77 grams. No? So, I suggest, no, I mean, kung ako ang tatanungin, no, yun ang gamitin ninyo, no. For example, kung ganito ulit sa mga problems, no, ang makuha ninyong rate is naka-exponential form, you can stick with it, no, kasi katulad niyan, meron tayong difference na 95 minus 77, that is 18, no, 18 din, 0.18 din yung ating difference, which is somehow quite big, no. So, yun lang naman. Okay, so may naintindihan ba? Chicken ba? Yes? Yes, sir. No? So, sige. Okay, so let's proceed with example number 2. No? So, sorry, nakalimutan kong lagyan ng double underline. Oops. Yan. Okay, so number 2. Sabi dito na in 1937, 8 pheasants, hindi ko alam kung ano yung pheasants, basta kunwari species yan na hindi natin alam, were introduced to an island and reproduced rapidly. If each pheasants weigh 1.5 kilograms and reproduces constantly at 100% rate, determine if which has more mass, the pheasants or the earth after 60 years. No, ang reference natin, sabi dito, Earth's mass is equal to 5.98 times 10 raised to 24 kilograms. No, so yan yung gagamitin natin point of reference. No, so para malaman natin ano ba mas mabigat, yung pheasants after 60 years or yung Earth pa din. No, so we have our working equation, y is equal to c e raised to rt. So this is already growth, no, hindi na po ito decay kasi reproduced, no, meaning dumadami, no. So Yun yung mga keywords na kailangan ninyong tandaan. Okay, sabi, if each, in 1937, eight pheasants were introduced to an island, no, and reproduced rapidly. Okay, so, ang T0 natin, of course, T0 is 0, no, kasi initially nga. Okay, Y0 natin is, of course, yung 8 na pheasants multiplied sa bigat nila. No, bakit kailangan, sir? Bakit kailangan i-multiply? Remember, guys, ang ating reference ay kilograms. Okay, we need to take into account the unit of our reference. No, so meaning, hindi naman tinatanong ano yung mas madami, yung earth or yung pheasant. Ang tinatanong, ano mas mabigat, yung mga pheasants or yung earth. 'Di ba? Basically, yun yung tinatanong. So, we need to convert from the quantity of the pheasants to the total mass or the total weight of the pheasants, no? So, we need to multiply by 1.5 kilograms. Okay, so meaning, what is the weight of the pheasants? Hindi na natin sasabihin na 8 pheasants. What is the weight of the pheasants? No? So, that is, sa yung calcio ko. Ganun papakita ha. 8 times 1.5, I think this is 12. Yes, 12, no? So, 12 kilograms. Mayroon na tayong T0, may Y sub 0 na tayo. No? So, we also have our rate, no? Sabi dito, reproduces constantly at 100% rate. So, meaning, ang rate natin is 100% equal to 1. Okay, guys, ang rate natin, no, it can be greater than 1, depende, no? Kung sabi sa problem is nagre-reproduce yung organism na to at the rate of 150 grams. Wala tayong magagawa doon, no? So, pero from 100%, from percentage, kailangan nyo siyang i-convert into decimal, no? So, para mas madali nating ma-compute. So, we have 12 kilograms is equal to CE raised to 1 times T, which is 0. No, so 1 times 0 is 0, E raised to 0 is still 1. So therefore, what's the value of C? C is equal to 12. Okay? So C is equal to 12. Next one. No, so na-determine na natin, palit na natin. No, so we have 12 E. We already have the value of R, so pwede na natin siya ilagay, which is 1 lang naman. So 1 times T is equal to T. No? Ayan. Ito yung ating bagong working equation. No? So ito yung gagamitin natin. Okay? So 12E raised to T. So sabi dito, after 60 years, no, ano mas mabigat, yung Earth or yung pheasants, no? So we have Y is equal to 12E raised to 60. Kasi in years naman in years naman yung tinatanong. Okay? So we have 12E raised to 60. So that is equivalent to, no? So kasi sabi din ayan. So basta ganito guys, no, by default years talaga, especially when we are dealing with population. But if it is specified in the problem, kung ano yung reference niyo, kailangan see to it na pati yung rate, no, is the same. Nandito kasi hindi na sinabi no, so 100% rate. So assuming that 100% rate is always annually, okay, every year, no. So yung ano din naman kasi natin, yung time reference natin for the problem is 60 years. So years to years, walang conversion na mangyayari. But remember guys, kapag magkaiba ang rate sa time reference, sa time unit natin, kailangan nyo i-convert either the time or the rate, depende kung ano yung hinahanap. Okay, so we have what is 12E raised to 60? Pakita ko ulit yung aking calcu. Ayan, no? So 12E Shift ln, no, raised to 60. So therefore, we have our final answer na y is equal to 1.37. Yun na lang, 1.37 times 10 raised to 27 or 27 kilograms. No, after 60 years, ganyan na yung weight ng mga pheasants na nasa Earth. But this is not the answer. Remember guys, no, hindi ito ang tanong. Ano ang tinatanong? Ano ang mas mabigat? Yung Earth or yung Pisans, no? So ano nga ba yung reference natin for the Earth? That is 5.98 times 10 raised to 24. Obviously, dun pa lang sa exponents, 27 is greater than 24. No? So to write the conclusion, since 1.37 times 10 raised to 27 is much greater, remember guys, exponent na to, than 5.98 times 10 raised to 24, no? Kasi tinatanong, the Pisans, excuse me, are more massive than the Earth, collectively, no? Ayan. No? So, this is our answer. Okay? So, ay sorry, natatakpan pala ng calculator. Teka, baba ako. Ayan, no? So, this is our answer. Since 1.37 times 10 raised to 27 is much greater than 5.98 times 10 raised to 24, the Pisans are more massive than the Earth. Okay? So, I hope guys na malinaw, no? So, bakit ito yung sagot. Okay? Number 3. If an island occupied by 100 birds initially, you need to look for this word, no? Initially, no? So, yan yung palatandaan ninyo ng t is equal, t sub 0 pala, rather. Okay? Is equal to 0. So, in an island occupied by 100 birds initially and constant continuous growth of 10%, after 7 years, 700 birds migrated to the island. How many birds are there after 10 years, assuming that the rate is maintained after the migration? Okay, so 2 parts natin isesegment to. Una, before the migration, no, we need to find the number of birds before the migration and what is the number of birds or what is the population of the birds after the migration. Okay, so kailangan nating i-take note yun. Before the migration, after migration. Yeah. So, before migration, ano yung sabi, no? After 7 years. So, meaning, no? This is from T0, or I mean, from T is equal to from 0 to 7. No? Tapos dito naman, after migration, this is already greater than 7. Okay? Ano ba yung tinatanong? 10 years. 'Di ba? So, dito tayo after the migration. But we cannot compute after migration population if we do not compute the before migration population at 7 years. No, so yun muna na yung una nating i-compute. No, so we have y is equal to CE raised to RT, or iba KT yung ginagamit. No, so do tayo, no? So we have 100 birds initially. So we have T sub 0 is equal to 0. We have Y sub 0 is equal to 1,000. No? 1,000 ibon lang naman daw yung palagi doon sa island natin. No? So, let's compute for, meron ba tayong rate of migration? Yes, meron, no? So, this is 10%, no? So, yan na yung ating rate. R is equal to 0.1. No? So, that's 10%. So, we have y is equal to, or ano ba yung y natin? 1,000. We need to compute for c. CE raised to 0.1 times 0. Obviously, this is equal to 0. No? So, e raised to 0 is equal to 1. No? So, we have c is equal to 1,000. Okay, so y is equal to 1,000. E raised to 0.1 t. No, ano yung gagamitin natin t dito? Hindi pa tayo pwede tumuloy diretso dun sa hinahanap na 10 years. Bakit? Meron kasi nangyari in between the initial time and the as time or yung pinakahinahanap natin. Ano yun? Yun yung migration, no? After 7 years. So, titigil muna tayo dun right before the migration happens. No? So, what is the population right before the migration happens? Y is equal to 1,000. e raised to 0.1 times 7. Okay? So, yun muna. Kasi yung y na makukuha natin dito, yun na yung magiging reference, no, nung susunod na event natin after the migration. No? So, we have, taas ko lang yung ating calcu. Asan na yung calcu natin? Ayan. No? So, we have 1,000, that is 1 times 10 raised to 3. Shift ln e raised to 0.1 times 7. This is equivalent to 2013.75. But guys, remember, birds ang pinag-uusapan natin. Wala tayong 0.75 na birds or na bird, 'di ba? Wala namang ibon na pinanganak, I mean na pinanganak, let's say. Wala namang ibon na pinanganak na walang buntot, 'di ba? Or walang isang pakpak, no? Unless deformed, but still considered as one bird. No, so we have y is equal to 2013.75 or round up nyo na lang, no, nearest integer. So that is 2014. Okay, so we have 2014 birds, no, right before the migration. After the migration happens, biglang may pumasok na 700 birds, no, on top of the 2014 birds, no. Ano mangyayari? Yung y sub 0 natin after the migration now will be 2014, anong gagawin natin sa 700? I-multiply ba? I-add ba? I-minus ba? Okay? Sige nga, isip. Okay, tama, no? So, tama, i-add natin, no? So, sir, bakit i-add? Kasi nga migration, nadagdagan, no? Right away, nadagdagan. Sir, bakit hindi multiply? Hindi naman kasi skilled. 'Di ba? Hindi naman skilled. Basta nadagdagan sila. Nung nag-migrate, pumasok yung 700, automatic, dagdag mo lang yung 700. So we have y sub 0 is equal to 2,714 at time 0. Guys, hindi na natin gagamitin yung 7. Bakit? Kasi this is already, no? Ito, lagyan natin ng borderline. Ayan. No, so dito kasi guys, no, ibang event kasi si after migration kay before migration, no, hindi sila same, no, hindi sila equal basically, no. So kaya kinonsider natin yung time after the migration, magre-reset tayo ng panibagong calculation. Kasi guys, pag hindi tayo nag-reset, hindi ninyo mabibilang yung reproduction rate ng 700. No, sabi sa problem, ano ba sabi sa problem? How many birds are there after 10 years assuming that the rate is maintained after the migration? No, may word tayong maintained after. Ayan. Maintained after. So, meaning, kahit yung 700 birds na dumagdag, meron silang reproduction rate of 10%. Okay? So, sir, hindi ba pwedeng i-add na lang diretso? Hindi. Kasi we need to consider the reproduction of the 700 as well. Okay? So, therefore, y sub 0, no? Let's determine what is C. So we have 2,714 is equal to C e raised to 0.1 times 0. Obviously, this is 1, no? So palitan ko lang. C is equal to 2,714. Guys, nagkakataon lang to na ganito ang ating constant, ha? Pero hindi sa lahat ng pagkakataon same. Baka mamaya kasi isipin niyo, edi kung ano yung initial, yun na yung lalagay kong C. Nagkakataon lang kasi na 0 yung time natin. Pero pag ang tinatanong is halimbawa, pwede kasi kayo mag-compute ng C kahit hindi 0 yung value ng time. Okay, pwede kayo mag-compute ng Z kapag hindi 0 yung value ng time. Kailangan mo lang, of course, i-divide yung e raised to RT dito sa ating y sub O para makuha mo yung C. Okay? So, ayun ha, be careful lang. Okay, so we have y is equal to 2,714 e raised to 0.1 times t. Ano ulit yung problem? Ito na, last part na tayo, no? Ano ulit yung problem? What is the number of birds or how many birds are there after 10 years? The migration happens 7 years after the start. So hindi mo rin ilalagay na 10 years to. Bakit? Magiging 17 years yung compute mo, yung computed mo. So instead, isusubtract mo yung tinatanong dun sa reference time. 'Di ba? Nitong part na to, which is after 7 years. So that is 10 minus 7 equal to 3. So we have y is equal to 2,714 e raised to 0.1 times 3. Okay, yun na lang kasi yung time natin. Okay, so we have, therefore, gamitan natin ang calcu. So we have 2714 e raised to 0.1 times 3. This is equivalent to 3,664. So y is equal to 3,664. Of course, lagay nyo yung birds. Hindi pwedeng wala. Okay, so that is how we compute, no, population using differential equation, no. Kaya yung pagpo-project guys ng population, hindi siya basta-basta actually. No, ginagamitan po yun ng differential equation. Yung mga nababalitaan natin sa PSA, no, di ba, na ang target population, I mean yung anticipated population in let's say 2025 is ganito ganyan. Ginagamitan po ng differential equation 'yon. Okay? And of course, syempre, mas mahirap dito. Hindi ganitong kasimple lang, no? Kasi doon marami kang variables na kailangang i-account. Okay? So, last example tayo for this one. Yan. So, got this from the internet. Sorry. Baba ko lang yung calcu. Got this one from the internet, no? So, basahin natin. A cell culture in a biology lab currently holds 1 million cells. The cells have constant continuous birth rate of 1.5 and death rate of 0.5% per hour. Cells are extracted from the culture for an experiment at the rate of 5,000 per hour. Now the question is, how many cells will there be in the culture 10 hours from now? 10 years, tagal nun. No, so y sub 0, yung ating initial population is 1 million. 1 times 10 raised to 6. Of course, t sub 0 is equal to 0. Okay, now, are we just going to plug this one inside the equation? Sige nga, if we're going to be asked, no, is this just simply plug and play to the equation? Okay, so yes, no? Tama po kayo, hindi. No? Hindi siya plug and play, guys, no? Na yung sa y is equal to c e raised to rt natin. No, bakit? We still need to create the model because we have factors to consider. Ano yun? Birth rate of 1.5%, death rate of 0.5%, at saka yung extraction at the rate of 5,000 per hour. Okay, so how are we going to model this one? We have the change, no, dy over dt, the change in the population over time. Okay? The rate of change in population over time. This is equivalent to positive yung birth rate, of course negative yung death rate. Kasi 'di ba, pag namamatay, mamaminus siya dun sa population. Pag may nadadag, pag may nabubuhay or may naipapanganak, dumadagdag siya dun sa initial population. Okay? So we have 0.0115 y, that's the initial population of 1 million, minus 0.005 y. Okay? Then we have extracted from the culture at the rate of 5,000 per hour. In this case, guys, just simply add 5 or rather subtract 5,000. Bakit, sir, bakit hindi mo siya gagamitan nung times y? Kasi guys, fixed yung value na kinukuha doon sa sample. Okay? Pero kung halimbawa, ang tanong is, cell are extracted from the culture for an experiment at the rate of 2% of the current population on that specific hour. So, you need to multiply, no, yung 0.2 o 0.002 dun sa y natin. Kasi, merong, kumbaga, ang hinahanap is yung percentage of the current population based on the r, no? So, may ganon. No, so, pero in this case kasi, rate of change is fixed, 5,000 per hour. So, just simply subtract it from the population. Okay, so, meron ba tayong pwedeng i-operate dito to simplify? No, of course, meron, no? So, itong dalawa. Okay, so we have dy over dt is equal to 0.01y minus 5,000. Okay, since sabi nga natin, variable separable yung target natin dito, let's just interchange yung denominator and yung numerator. No? So we have dy over 0.01y minus 5,000 is equal to dt. Okay, so integrate. Of course, dt is just simply t. Ito kailangan nating gamitan natin to ng u substitution. Okay, so we have u is equal to 0.01y minus 5,000. Okay, so we have du is equal to 0.01 dy. So, kailangan natin ng 0.01 dito. Paano tayo magkakaroon ng 0.01 dito? Mag-multiply ako ng 0.01 over 0.01. Okay? Para itong nasa numerator, ipapasok natin siya sa loob. No? Para masatisfy yung du over u natin. Okay? So, we have the natural logarithm of 0.01 y minus 5,000 is equal to 0.01 t. Sir, saan nanggaling yung 0.01 na yan? Ito, minultiply lang natin. Okay? Naka-multiply lang yan. But, sir, bakit may multiply? Kasi magiging kasi tayo 1 over 0.01 eh. 'Di ba? So, pwede naman siya dito, no, 1 over 0.01, but to make it simple, just multiply it both sides. 'Di ba? Kung nandito yung 1 over 0.01, wala pa to. 'Di ba? So pagka minultiply mo, magkakaroon ka ng 0.01. Okay? Then, no, of course, wag kakalimutan na plus c. Okay? So we have our ln property para ma-cancel ito. So we have 0.01y is equal to c, no? c e raised to 0.01t. Okay, plus 5,000. Saan ang galing sir yung plus 5,000? Negative 5,000 transposed sa kabila. Okay, so we can just simply divide both sides, no, by 0.01. So we can cancel this one. Y is equal to c over 0.01 is just also another c. Let's just put it as c sub 1. No, c sub 1, dito na lang pa sa kabila later. No, c sub 1 is equal to c over 0.01 basically. E raised to 0.01t. Okay? Plus 5,000 divided by 0.1, that is equal to 500,000. 0.01 pala. 500,000. Okay, this is our working equation. Ayan. Okay, so can we now substitute? Let us check ano ba yung mga given natin kasi we just modeled our differential equation. Diba? So, makukuha natin yung coefficient, di ba? Yung coefficient natin. Kasi t is equal to 0 naman. So, we have y is equal to c sub 1 e, no, raised to 0.01 times 0 plus 500,000. Ano yung ulit yung y natin? 1 million, no? Ay, tama ba? 1 million ba? 1 million, no? So, 1 times 10 raised to 6. Magawin ko. Palitan ko lang to. 1 times 10 raised to 6. Ayan. No? So, this is our equation. So, to solve for C1, we need to transpose 500,000 on the other side. So, that is 1 million minus 500,000, which is equivalent to 500,000, is equal to C1, no? Times 1 na lang. Bakit? Kasi 'di ba, e raised to 0.01 is equal to 0. Or rather 1. No? So, ayan. So, therefore, C1 is equal to 500,000 as well. Kasi 'di ba 1 million minus 500k, that is 500k. Okay? So, we already have our C1. Y is equal to 500K E raised to 0.01 T plus 500K. Which pwede mo i-factor out yung 500K. Y is equal to 500K times E raised to 0.01 T plus 1. Okay? So, napaikli na natin. Now, the question is, no? Dami natin ginagawa, hindi pa natin alam. How many cells will there be in the culture 10 hours from now? No? So, since naka-R naman yung rate natin, wala naman tayong problema doon. No? So, we have Y is equal to 500 times 10 raised to 3 multiplied to E raised to 0.01 times 10 plus 1. Okay, so usog ko lang konti. Ayan, labas natin ang ating mahiwagang calcu. Okay, so we have 500K. Saan na yung calcu ko? 500K times E raised to 0.01 times 10. Ay, sorry. No, plus 1. Okay, so this is our answer, no? So we have 1,052,585 for C sub 1. This is one of the simplest answer na lang, no? So kasi if we're going to scale this one, kailangan pa natin siya i-divide divide natin yung answer by 0.01 because of C1 is equal to C over yon yung binanggit ko kanina. No, so for simplicity purposes, ito na lang. No, so we have Y is approximately equal to 1,052,586. Tama ba? Yan. So, yes, no? 56. Kasi cells naman ang pinag-uusapan natin. Treat natin sila parang tao. No? So, this is our answer, no? 1,052,586. This is our final answer na. Okay, so I hope you guys learned something. That's the end of the lesson for today. Next meeting, we will be discussing Newton's law of cooling, no? So, changes in temperature naman. Okay, so thank you for listening. Stay safe and God bless.